Honor Magic 8 Pro Air unboxing time. This is the orange variant with 16 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigabytes of storage. In this video, I'm mainly doing a quick unboxing and a straightforward appearance comparison with a few other phones. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. The box itself feels pretty solid and sturdy. Once you open it up, the first thing you're greeted with is the phone's display. Underneath that, there's an Honor discount coupon worth 800 yuan. You also get a SIM ejector pin and a semi-enclosed protective clip. The clip has a frosted, semi-transparent look, and it only covers the top, bottom, and four corners with no full frame around the sides. Because of that, the protection is clearly on the weaker side, and since it's very thin, it doesn't really add much in terms of functionality. Below that, you'll find the charging accessories, including the charger, charging head, and data cable. The charging head supports up to 80-watt wired charging, and wireless charging goes up to 50 watts. I'll put these accessories aside for now. The overall design of the phone looks really good. I happen to have one right here, so let's put the clip on and see how it looks. Holding it in my hand, the first word that comes to mind is thin. So how thin is it really? Let's do a quick comparison with some other phones. First up is a phone that looks very similar in color and overall style, the iPhone 17 Pro, which you can also see in the video. I actually shot this video using the 17 Pro. That one is silver, while this Honor is orange. Let's start with the appearance. Thickness is probably what most people are curious about. From the video, you can clearly see that this phone is noticeably thinner. That said, it's not shockingly thin, especially if you've used foldable phones before. In that case, it feels more like just a slight reduction in thickness. When it comes to hand feel, I personally don't think it feels as comfortable as the iPhone 17 Pro. The 17 Pro has more rounded edges, while this phone has a sharper, more angular design. It is definitely lighter though, and that's the most obvious difference right away. The thinness isn't extremely striking, but the phone does feel relatively substantial in the hand. On the side, you can see the notch near the bottom next to the camera button. There's a speaker at the top, which means it has dual speakers. The camera bump is also quite noticeable, mainly because the phone itself is so thin. Next, let's put it up against the Samsung S25 Ultra. Here, the difference in thickness is much more obvious. The Samsung also uses a right-angle design, which makes it look thicker overall. Compared to that, this phone is clearly much slimmer. The bottom layout looks similar, but on the sides and top, the camera modules protrude more. The design approach is different too, since the Samsung uses a single-stage camera bump, while this phone goes with a multi-layered camera protrusion. Alright, now let's put it side by side with the Oppo Find X8 Ultra. If you picked up the white version, you'll notice the bezel matches this one, with both the frame and the back panel finished in white. When it comes to thickness, the overall design feels very balanced. A lot of phones follow this approach now, with the side edges and the top looking almost the same in terms of thickness. Next, let's compare it with the Oppo and the Vivo X300 Pro that I have here. Honestly, when you place them next to each other, they look very consistent, with nearly identical design language. There is still a difference in thickness, but like I mentioned earlier, it's not a huge gap. When you hold it, what really stands out more than anything is how light it feels, rather than how thin it is. If you truly want to get a strong sense of thinness, you have to compare it with foldable phones. I've used foldables before, so here's the Oppo Find. When you put them together, you can clearly see that this one is much thicker. The sense of thinness on foldable devices is just different. Even when they're folded, they're not that thick. You can especially notice this around the hinge area, which is almost the same. That's probably why when I say it doesn't feel extremely thin in hand, it's because I've already used quite a few phones that feel even slimmer. That said, it is incredibly light. It really is very lightweight. In terms of size, if you look closely, it's actually quite close to the iPhone 17 Pro. It's not an exact match, but it's roughly in the same range, maybe a bit taller, with a similar width and slightly thinner body. Now let's compare it with the Samsung Z Fold 6. Not the Fold 7, but the Fold 6. You'll notice some similarities right away. The thickness is also very close. Again, this is the Fold 6, not the Fold 7, which is thinner, and that makes the comparison even more interesting. The Fold 6 is almost the same in thickness, which is pretty impressive. Overall, I think the design has been done really well. At first glance, it might feel a little strange, with one side looking round and the other more elongated, but once you spend some time with it, it actually starts to look better and better. It feels quite refined. From this angle, it even looks a bit like an exclamation mark. If you line up a bunch of phones in black, it kind of reminds me of the Samsung A40, which some of you might remember. For now, this is just a visual and design comparison. We'll share more personal impressions after using it for a while. Let's see if it powers on. I'll be uploading a full in-depth review very soon, so make sure to stay connected with the channel. See you in the next video.